Hello again, this is BGFH, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. I'm back for another quick kind of a Let's Play video. This is a weird one. The title is called The Static Speaks My Name. It is a free game on Steam right now, and it's kind of a first-person exploration-y thing, but it's kind of messed up. I heard about it on a couple of podcasts, and they really couldn't say much of anything about it other than that you should play it and that it's really weird, because it is definitely weird, and really to say much more than that would basically spoil it. So let's just jump right in. Before I do, what I will say is that it's definitely got some really kind of messed up content, so if you're a little more sensitive to some kind of unsettling stuff, you may not maybe want to watch this one, but for the rest of you, here we go. So when we first boot up the game, we are given some basic controls here. Typical WASD, mouse look, E to interact, and right click to zoom in. Really nice super large text, so very easy to read. Apparently, okay, we're in space. I have played this before. It is a very short game, so we'll fly through this probably pretty quickly. We got this big old static ball. It's the only place we can go. We got this Jacob guy who's apparently 35 years old and died from asphyxiation by hanging. So that's a nice way to start a game. Happy thoughts. The static speaks my name. All right. Pretty typical, waking up in a game, that's how you start. To a poster that says, "Today will be a better day." 3:22 in the morning, and we are now playing. So, any second, here we go. So, up in the upper left-hand corner, you have to read that pretty quickly. So, that is telling us our first objective, and we just need to use the bathroom. So, first, we're going to shut that off because it's obnoxious. So we're starting out innocent enough. In our bedroom here, we got a few paintings. We got two of the same painting for whatever reason. We got some books, although if you look at these books, I'm not going to read them all to you, but he's reading some really weird stuff. So you think, okay, this Jacob guy is kind of messed up a bit. We got an aquarium with some shrimp. That's cool. And we are going to head over into the bathroom here. Take care of business. I do like the art style. I like the kind of... It's not... I wouldn't say cel-shaded, but I do like the actual art style of it. It doesn't... And based on like what's actually going to happen in this game, you don't need photorealism to get your message across. I think... as a good art style, and as long as you're telling a story or whatever, it's, I think, just as effective. Alright, so now we gotta go have breakfast. I wish that your objectives stayed up longer, or that I could hit like Q, or I could hit some other key to bring, just to say, oh, what was my objective again? Maybe I wasn't paying attention or something. That's the one kind of complaint that I have about the interface as far as reading that text goes. So, we are going to... Can we go in here? Not yet, it says. So eventually we will be able to, apparently. Walking out in the hallway. Okay, we got the same painting again. Two more of the same painting. And it's like, okay, well, is this supposed to be just some sort of generic, like, hey, we don't have enough money to make art assets or something, so we're just going to reuse the same ones? Turns out, no. There's actually a point to this. So, well, we get our first kind of real, like, what the heck is going on here? We've got some TVs here, about 5 of them. They're all staticky. And then we have a boarded up door, so we've barricaded ourselves into our apartment, or our house, whatever this is, probably an apartment. We've barricaded ourselves in, and we got some keys here we're going to grab. We got a barricaded window, a boarded window for some reason. Let's go check out what's in this door. Okay, we got a bunch of the same paintings in various ways. So on the left here, we've got a whole bunch of them in different kind of art styles, like kind of some night paintings. There's like some kind of glowy ones. There's like infrared, and he's got all kinds of like weird descriptions underneath them. I don't know what the heck is going on, but he's obsessed with this painting for some strange reason. Again, I can right click to zoom in, so it's not too bad to see, at least the middle ones. The top ones I can kind of zoom in a little bit. It's not too bad. The bottom ones, though, just because of the angle, maybe a little bit trickier to kind of read, I think, for some people. We got a whole bunch of like big old paintings here. Same thing. A bunch more on the right-hand side. So clearly, this guy is messed up in the head. Oh, we actually got one on the ceiling too, above, right by the door. So this guy is not right in the head. And if we go look on this table, this is, again, there's a couple of instances of handwriting in this game, which I don't really like because I always have trouble reading handwriting. But basically, this one isn't too bad because the text is actually large enough to try to read. Basically, he has this, apparently he's crazy enough to have built himself a secret room in his apartment, and basically he's trying to figure out how to make this bookshelf that we need to find make it look natural so that people aren't suspicious about whatever is going on in this room. So we're gonna go to that here very shortly, but for now we are gonna go continue heading down the hallway for some breakfast. Got under their table. It said we've got these paintings every frickin' where. Alright. Little plate and glass and stuff, silverware. Got a laundry room over here. Nothing too bad here. Except a noose. A noose is on the washing machine. Great. We got a fuse box that we can open. And this can come into play later, interestingly enough. I won't spoil it. But we got a whole bunch of text written down here. I'll let you guys kind of read some of that. He scribbled some he said there's some other stuff, and then he scribbled his own disturbing kind of ramblings on here. So it's like, okay, you're a freaking weirdo. Alright, let's go open the fridge. And there's nothing. So we got another objective again, I guess it's shrimp again. So I guess we're going to go into our aquarium and help ourselves to breakfast. That's not weird at all. So this newspaper clipping on the fridge, one of the things is like there's this missing artist. Does that have anything to do with what's going on here? Maybe. Let's look around the kitchen some more. We got some paper towels. A sink, a microwave, stove. Again, I like the art style. Like I would like to play. I would like to actually play other games. Actual more like first-person shooters and stuff like that. I'd like to play some of them like with these more art style. Like everything's so brown and gritty and realistic and stuff. And it's like, don't really need that. I kind of like a nice, simpler, stylized game. Partly it's easier to see, too. Everything blends into each other, especially in an action game. So I got his computer over here. We'll be back here in a second, but here's the other main handwritten material that you're going to want to clue into, because basically what we got here is a suicide note, which kind of fits into your seeing the noose there earlier. This guy is clearly messed up in the head. We got some dark stuff going on here. And we are going to walk back down to our bedroom. But before we do, I'm going to show you. I know where the secret passage is. Got our bookshelf at the end of this hallway with some more weird books on it. And we're going to go. We got the same painting, although it's all red now. Some stuff. We got another. Who puts a weird secret, like, big old door? It's almost like what do you call them, panic rooms or something? It's almost like that in his freaking apartment here. more paintings on the left. Got an easel, and oh dear lord, we've got a guy on his hands and knees in a big old metal cage on the floor with a bowl for food, apparently. He can stick his head out and get a food or water, apparently, occasionally. And it's hooked up to some big old box on the wall. So, yeah, that's not creepy at all. So we've taken this artist hostage and making him paint this painting over and over again. Yeah, this guy is not right in the head. We can't do anything with that yet. I do say yet because it is going to come into play here very shortly. Sorry, shrimpies. Oh man. Just eating them raw. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, now we get to go use the computer. So, we will head back out to our living room after killing our pet shrimp. Some of them anyway. So, of course, we're going to use our computer and not really talk to friends, but yeah, we're going to look at our creepy background again, and then we are going to enter into an adult chat room because, yeah, what else would this guy do on a computer? So you got your typical adult chat, blah, 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 how things going, basically. I'm horny, smiley face, okay. And then on the right-hand side, text is large, but not good contrast. So thankfully the text size kind of makes up for it, but I kind of wish they had more of like a drop shadow or, you know, some kind of transparent box, you know, to kind of make it a little bit easier to read. So basically, I have two choices now. Remember, we're in an adult chat room. We can press G to say you're embarrassed. Embarrassed everyone who believed in you, or I can press H to say you can feel the atoms in your body waking up. Clearly none have anything to do with what was going on here, so if we're gonna go all out and hit H. I just, never mind. I'm touching myself. Do you want to see? I believe the correct answer to that is no. But we're not given that choice, so we can press G to say you're about to do something horrible. Okay, or I can press H to admit you saw your reflection be decapitated with a shovel. What? Yeah, clearly this guy has lost his ever-loving mind. Like I said, we're going to keep going down the dark path because, yeah, we're already this deep, so let's just embrace it here. This text flies by pretty quickly, so you do have to read it, otherwise you are going to miss a little bit of stuff here. Yeah, more gross, just, yeah, okay, great. So, apparently that was enough for him, and we are done with the computer now. Alright, now we gotta clean the old nuker. That's our next objective, so we'll take a paper towel, you know, not get it wet or anything, but we're just gonna, yeah, wipe it down, good enough. We're a bachelor pad, we're out of our mind, we're insane, who cares? We'll make it look like we're supposed to be clean. Okay, so if we've been cued into the suicide note, we've looked at the note in the painting room about the secret passageway, we need to apparently do something about our guests. So now I have two options. Here is where the fuse box comes in, because you look at your little thing here, press E to I can electrocute the man, or I can let him out. I have done both just to see what happens. And, well, I'm gonna save him because I don't... Yeah, it's just, it's not over the top. The game, you're doing, you're reading about, you're seeing, you're kind of, experiencing all these kind of dark things, but it's not overly done. It's actually, art style aside, like, it's totally believable. Like, you could see a guy really this out of his mind doing this stuff, It's not, going for shock value necessarily. It's just telling a really messed up, dark story, in my opinion. So, you know what? We're going to let you go because, yeah, we're going to let you go. Okay, so now our objectives. I didn't get to read that because it went away really fast, but basically, we need to go back to sleep again. We must rest. Alright, so we've taken care of our captive buddy over there. Oops, okay, there we go. Now we can go back to bed. Okay, it won't let us. Well, what haven't we done yet? We've been back and forth through the apartment a few times already. Remember when he said not yet? Now we can go in here. Into our closet. Oh, and yes, it is a frickin' noose. Yes, this game is going to make us commit suicide. And I'm not gonna lie, it's disturbing. Yeah. And so now we're back in space again. And now we have a bunch, we have about, 4 or 5 of these different static things. If I walk up to them, I'm not going to go in, but basically they give, there's like these different scenarios, and when I played this the first time, I'm like, oh my god, do I have to go through all these? Is this some kind of weird, crazy, like, snuff film game where, like, I just have to watch a whole bunch of people commit suicide? That's not creepy at all. We've got one that, like, let's see, what does this one want to do? This one, he is age 51. Oh, leaps from a balcony. Yeah. Okay. Age 79? Okay, medical overdose, basically. We got another one over here that is age 40. Oh, throat cut with carving knife. Ugh. That's... no. And this one, age 16. Wow, that is way too young. Self-immolation. Oh, okay, well, yeah, so if I go into any one of these, we get our credits. And yeah, thankfully we don't have to play through those, but yeah, this game definitely, about suicide. it's, I think, really effective at what it does. Like I said, it's not going over the top about anything. It's not stretching out a game. You really don't know anything about the character other than the fact that he's obsessed with this painting guy for whatever reason, and we don't know what happened to make him want to commit suicide, but you get the idea in that short period of time that he's just messed up. But yeah, I mean, it's, and you kind of do, just the way the game is presented, and like I said, it's not your typical video game. It's, you, like I said, we play shooters, we play action games all the time and just mow down people like crazy, but, it's making that one or possibly two deaths if you end up killing the guy in the cage, a lot more impactful. So, yeah, that is a really dark, messed up game. But I'm glad that it exists because games are growing up. They're trying to branch out beyond just the typical action, racing, puzzle, fighting game stuff. You can have games about women that aren't about just the giant racked lady that is whatever. You get games like Gone Home. You get games like this. You get games that are really trying to tell something a little bit different through a game. And like I said, I knew nothing going into it. I just know that it was free. I've had it recommended a couple of different times through podcasts. And it's like, okay, a short little first-person game. Yeah, let's check it out. And I was actually pretty surprised. Like, oh, wow, yeah. The guy locked up in the cage, and then I'm like, okay, either save or kill him. I can kill myself, and that's the way that game ends. That's interesting. Ooh. Having known, I have actually known somebody who has committed suicide before. I didn't know her that well. I'm not going to go into much detail, but basically, in one of my previous jobs, I knew one of my coworkers who ended up committing suicide, and we, like I said, I didn't know her very well. I worked with her a little bit at work, and then there was a couple times where a few of us had to go up and we had to go on a couple of business trips, a few of us, to get some training for a certification that we needed to do. And, so I got to meet, I got to hang out with her, a fair bit there, and I thought she was really kind of cool. I liked her. I thought she was pretty cool. And one day I was working in our computer lab and, kind of heading up that kind of stuff, doing some training, doing some whatever, and get called into our supervisor's office, or he came over. I forget which it was. I think we came back over. And he's like, yeah, I got, something pretty rough to tell you, And yeah, it turns out that coworker had some other things going on in her life, and there was actually some stuff with work too. All I will say is I thought she really did. Work probably had something to do with it because she was getting shafted in a way pretty badly, and that couldn't have helped. All the same, I didn't expect it, and it was still quite surprising to hear that she had committed suicide the day before, and so it is it is, especially if you know somebody who has had that, or if you know people who have struggled with depression or other things like that. You think, well, don't be depressed, just go do something, try to be happy or whatever. Even I haven't been necessarily clinically depressed, or at least I didn't go to a doctor to get me diagnosed. But I'll tell you, it was pretty grim. I was getting really annoyed several years ago when I graduated college, and you got your degree, you're ready to work, and I went like 3.5 years without a job, and you're looking for work, like you're just applying for jobs constantly. You are getting interviews, and then they just don't go anywhere. You're getting what I used to call FU letters, basically rejection letters, fuck you letters, in the mail every day. Like I said, the joke was that I could wallpaper my apartment with as many as these things that I would get. Now they don't even now companies aren't even really generous enough to even let you know when you haven't been hired. They don't even really seem to send you as many of those letters letting you know anymore. But yeah, really having no money, knowing that I'm qualified to work, knowing that I want to work, I need the money. I want, even just hanging around the apartment doing the things that I would normally like to do, read, play games, play music, hang out with friends. It got old because I wasn't productive. And like I said, it was really depressing, really frustrating. I could not find a job. I could not get hired to save my soul. And, I'd never thought about suicide, but having even just been that frustrated, you kind of get a glimpse as to, it's like, man, sometimes it just really sucks. I don't know where I'm really going with this, but I don't know, this game just kind of makes you think, about if you know anyone who has gone through, like I said, depression, or has committed suicide or attempted it or things like that. Yeah, it definitely, I think, was a pretty effective and messed up experience. But that is Static Speaks My Name. It is available on Steam for free right now, and there's really not much else to it than that. There's really no replayability. Not that you'd necessarily want to play it over and over again, but yeah, just a really short, little first-person narrative about some kind of really messed up guy. So, yeah, on that positive note, we'll wrap it up here. And like I said, it's called The Static Speaks My Name. It is available free on Steam right now, and you can check it out if you want. And hope you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79. And next time I will be back for a more normal, less depressing video. So, yeah, look forward to that. And, yeah, until next time, talk to you guys again later.